Hi there. In this video, I'm gonna do a quick review on another Appsumo deal. It's called Fleeq. I think that's how you pronounce it. And if you have a business that you have standard operating procedures that you're trying to implement in your business to train workers or employees, this I believe is a great platform for you to utilize. All right, so I'm going to do the quick review right now. Hi, my name is Paul Kim, and in this channel, I provide online and video marketing tips for real estate. And it also may apply for your small business as well. So, in this video, I want to go over a quick tutorial so that you can make your decision whether you want to use this platform called Fleeq. And the reason why I purchased it is because um, what I've done is I have remote workers that I have and in my team, whether they work remotely or in the same office. Um, and in order for me to train them, I create videos so that you don't want to be teaching the same thing over and over again. And this is from my many years of having virtual assistant, virtual workers. And so what I started to do is I started implementing. When I first started, I started implementing I used to document by creating screenshots and then putting everything into words and realizing that that's very tedious. And so later on, I started implementing videos, and then because all of the processes are I have many different processes that I've implemented. I have them in my Dropbox, and I have them in folders for certain uh, categories of steps. And so they're all in Dropbox. And so, but the problem comes into play is that if any process within that video changes, now I have to create that whole new video. And so that became like, so how do I deal with that? And so I would have to create version 1 video, version 2. And so it gets tedious. And then I came across this platform called Fleeq, and it's currently on Appsumo, and I purchased it. And I just tried it out, and I think it's something that we're going to move forward and implement. Not necessarily all of our procedures, but we're going to implement majority of them into this platform. And so let me go show you and help so that it can help you decide. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I'm going to use it, but there are other ways that you can use this platform as well. So let's go take a look. I'm going to share my screen. And so the platform that I'm talking about is this right here, Fleeq. And if you, let's see what it is. So it's currently on sale for $99. You can purchase it for $99. Normally, if you were to get that the plan that Fleeq is actually running, if I go to Fleeq and I look at the pricing on it, you get the free, and then the basic is $10. But the plan that we're getting is the business, and you're looking at $75 a month. If you're early stage, not sure what that means, but $25 a month. But I generally take a look at it and see, whether pricing doesn't really matter. I mean, you can buy something, and if you don't use it, you're just wasting your money. But so what I usually do is when I purchase these products or platforms, I usually use it within that time frame, because you could always get a refund. And they give you approximately 60 days. And so I go into it and seeing if that's something that we can implement into our business. I have a real estate business as well as a marketing business. And so let me we'll just go over some of the overview. Custom branding, definitely great. And then all of these So the main reason I got, I think I got 2 codes. I got 1 code for my business, and then I got another code. So then I believe I can use it for 2 teams. So I got to make sure. I got to clarify that, and whether if I stack the 2 codes, because I got it for 2 businesses. I'm not sure if that's considered 2 separate single codes, or if that's considered 2 codes. But it might be considered 2. But that's one thing that I wanted to get clarification on that. But the main reason for this video is to do a quick tutorial so that you can make a judgment call and I'll show you why I got it, and hopefully this video will help you make that decision as well. So I'm gonna log into Fleeq onto my account. I already customized it, so I'll show you here, and I'm gonna log into my account. And so I already connected 2. This is my 2 businesses, K Madison and Thegis Group. And so when I logged into Thegis Group, one of the first things that I wanted to check was what's called Wiki. And Wiki is kind of like Wikipedia. And so you're able to set it up so that if somebody can go into your knowledge base, you can set it so that only the people it's restricted to certain people, right? And so what I did was I created let's take a quick look. And so one of the things is that if you do create a wiki, you go in there. And so I created these 2 wiki. And so even before I talk about that, let me just show you how I created a setup. I went into setup, and I went in here and I already set up a domain. I called it tutorial.thegis group. And so so this enables me to create, have a custom branding so that so somebody can type in tutorials.thegisgroup.com, and I'll be able to have people, I think the fact that you have custom branding, custom domain, it just has a better feel for the company, I guess, and rather than having it fleeq.io/Thegis Group. And so that's a plus. And there's a lot of other features which I'm not going to get into, and I didn't even have time to go over it. So the first thing is I wanted to implement it in my system and then show it to my team members to see whether it has some viability and whether we want to move forward and use it. And that's always when I purchase something on Appsumo. I'm trying to improve our business, number 1, or number 2. That's number 1, and number 2 is whether we're going to actually implement it on our business. And so there are other programs that we have purchased, we didn't implement it, and so we got a refund, or I got a refund. So so going forward with this, what I did was I created, let's just go for so what you do is you'll create a wiki, and let's just create a wiki right here. I'm just going to create a wiki. Let's just say, for example, we're going to call it marketing, okay? And then what you want to do is I want to set it only to private for now. If you want to create a public, I may in the future create a public knowledge base where, for example, if a customer, if a client, if I get a lot of same questions from a client, then I can create a public knowledge base, and so I could just direct them to that public Wikipedia, and they can, if there's questions that I can implement, perfect, I could direct them there. But for this, I'm so I'm just showing you the different, and then private is only for internal purposes, and opt-ins is potentially if you're creating some sort of course that you want to have, after the people purchase it, then they'll have to opt in. So I'm not sure exactly how to implement that. But what I did was I created a private one so that for my team members to get access to it, internally. All right, so I'm not gonna finish this. I'm gonna show you this one right here. And so after you create that wiki is going to be empty. And so what you have to do is you have to go into library here. Let me just move my face over. And what I did was I created just quickly two Fleeq. They call it Fleeq. Right? So I just created a new Fleeq. And let's see. Let me see if I open up my new one. And so once you open up a new Fleeq, it gives you, there's different narration. You could have a male voice, a female voice, and you can also have a, different languages as well. So that's, and then once you get started, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go back. I want to create a new one. And I'm gonna open up this one right here. And so, and I did not do any, when I start working on these new platforms, it's just, I'm just very techy in nature, so I'm able to kind of pick things up very quickly. So I didn't really read any manuals. I just kind of picked it up on my own. And so I created this Fleeq, they call it. And so it's kind of like, I guess, so when you create a knowledge base and then you have to create each of the knowledge bases, you put them, it's called a Fleeq. And so each of those Fleeq, you will put it into the knowledge base. And so in this case, I use a platform called Teamwork. That's my project management. And so in this case, I wanted to create a procedure for closing out certain files that we close on. And so the first thing is, what you would do is you would install the Chrome extension, which makes it easier for you to take screenshots, and it gets uploaded into Fleeq automatically, so that you don't have to actually physically take a screenshot and then upload it. Just takes time away. So there's a Chrome extension which I've already added, and so it takes a snapshot. So I created this snapshot, and then what it does is that you're able to create different, you could customize it. You can scale it, zoom in, zoom out, and you can also add effects. So in this case, I put an arrow here, as you can see. And you can also have spotlights, outline, indicator, annotation. And and then narration is where you would put in what you want that image, what you want the voice to say. So you would say you will be assigned a task to close out a file. This is specifically, like, rather than me saying on video, like, I would go to that screen and then I would talk. So so instead of me speaking, it would be somebody else speaking. You can actually I could actually upload my voice, but it's so much easier if it just type it in and then having the voice say it, and then you can change the speed rate. I didn't mess around with that. Then John, I just checked out some of the voices. John seems to be the best. The other voices sound too robotic, so I just kept it at John. And then I'm not sure what these are, so I'm not playing with those around. So I just want something quick and simple and seeing if it works. And then so I added another step, which is now if I wanted my team member to know, okay, this is the next step, you click on a certain area, and then here I wanted to say click on the board view to view a checklist of the tasks to complete. And so that's what I did here. And then I use the indicator to indicate where I want that person to click. All right, so let's just assume that that's done, and then let's preview it. But before I play it, I'm gonna switch my audio so that it plays off of, not in my head mic, but off of my internal speakers. And so I'm gonna switch it over to my other screen, then I'm gonna preview it. So I'm gonna just, let's see if I can. Okay, so let me play it.
You will be assigned a task to close out a file. It can be either an approved file or other closed file.
So that was it.
Click on the board view to view checklist of tasks to complete.
All right, so I hope that recording was, the audio was okay for you to hear. So the great thing about this is that I have the ability, so let's say you have 10 steps in this task that I'm trying to implement. And if any one segment changes, I don't necessarily have to re-record the whole video. I could go into here and just edit this one section in case I change the procedure. And so this is, and so I created this fleece. Now I save it, and then I go to Wiki, and then I'm able to go to this my short sale. That's what I do, my business, one of the aspects of my business, and I call it SOP, which is standard operating procedure. And so if I click on that, let me see if it takes me to. All right, so this is actually what it looks like on the back end. Not on the back end, but what somebody would visually see. And let me just take a look and see if, let me see if I click on this, if it goes. There is an unsaved draft. Okay, continue. Revert to the latest save. Let's revert to the latest save. All right, so here I have the playlist, and so here closing, and so I can add a fleece. So let's say, for example, I have in closing, let's say in my case closing, then I have, there may be different steps involved, and so my team worker or whoever, if they don't know a certain aspect, a certain items that they certain items within that checklist of items, they can go and check it out here, and they'll be able to play it here. This is the editing part, but the back end. So if you can view it here, so they can view the website. And if you click on this, they're actually able to see the video, and they should be able to play.
You will be assigned a task to close out a file. It can be either an approved file. All
right, so now they're able to play it. Now I know, so let's say for example here, this is for internal, so anybody that's logged into Fleeq, they can if any part of your team, anyone that's within that team member can log in. Now if you were to go into, let's say another, I'm just going to pull in another, let me just pull this screen here. This is another browser that I'm in. And so let's go and check that out. Just copy that link. And as you can see, it's private content. So if you're not logged in, you're not going to be able to see it unless you set it to public. And so that's, that gives me assurance that it's working. And this is one of the main reasons why I got it, and why I would recommend anybody that if you're working with a team, I mean, most people that have more than one person, or you're looking to hire others and you want to build a business, this is a great, I think, tool to utilize. I'm sure there are other ways to do it. I think one of the ways that I was thinking of implementing my video was to put it not in Dropbox, but to implement it in Kajabi. Kajabi is another, because I do run a membership site, and so I was going to implement Kajabi and have people my workers log into Kajabi. Kajabi is an online platform, and so I may still implement that within. I'm not sure yet, so I'm not sure I'm gonna. As you're growing your business, there's still a lot of different things that you're not, you don't know how to implement, or you're unsure of. And so I may use Kajabi, or I may just use this. I'm not sure at this point, but this is definitely something that I'm going to implement. So I hope this review was helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification, hit that bell, make sure that you get notified of other future videos. All right. If you have any other comments, write them below and let me know if you're implementing it in your business, if there's other tools. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Thank you. Bye.